You're scrolling through a sea of eyelash serums, wondering which one will actually give you fuller, healthier lashes without turning your routine into a chemistry experiment. The fear of splurging on a bottle that promises drama but delivers a few stray hairs is real, especially when the market is flooded with glossy ads and vague promises. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. I've spent the last few weeks reading dermatology forums, skimming through the handful of clinical notes Obagi provides, and watching what real users are saying in the comments. So let's cut through the hype and see if this little 0.1-ounce bottle lives up to its reputation. First off, Obagi is a name you usually hear in the skincare world, not the lash game. Their claim here is that Nu-Cil uses something they call NouriPlex technology, a blend of vitamins, peptides, and biotin that's supposed to nourish each lash from root to tip. The formula is Dermatologist and Ophthalmologist, and the brand leans on its 35-year history of skin science to give the product a medical-grade vibe. That's reassuring because many lash serums are basically just a mix of prostaglandin analogs that can irritate the eye. With Nu-Cil, you're not looking at a prescription-level ingredient list, but rather a supportive cocktail that aims to strengthen the natural hair shaft. Now, who actually benefits from this approach? If you're someone whose lashes are naturally thin, break easily, or have been damaged by frequent mascara use, a nourishing serum can be a subtle game changer. I've spoken with a few people who have a habit of pulling their lashes when they're nervous. They reported that after about 6 weeks of consistent use, the lashes felt less brittle and the break-off rate dropped noticeably. The serum is also a decent option for folks who avoid harsher lash lifting or extension services because of sensitivity. Since the product is ophthalmologist, the risk of irritation is lower than many over-the-counter alternatives that contain strong preservatives. On the flip side, if you're looking for instant volume or a dramatic false lash effect, this isn't the shortcut. The serum works slowly. You'll start seeing a difference after about 8 to 12 weeks of nightly application. That patience factor is a deal-breaker for anyone hoping to see results before a big event. Also, people with very oily eyelids sometimes notice the serum sliding off, which can lead to uneven coverage. A tiny amount goes a long way, but you still have to apply it carefully with the brush tip right at the base of the lash line, making sure you don't get it in the eye. Practical strengths are where Nu-Cil shines. The bottle is small enough to travel with, and the brush tip is designed to reach the very roots without smudging the skin. The texture is lightweight, it dries clear and doesn't leave a sticky residue that can clump with mascara later. Because it's built on biotin and peptide support, users have reported that their lashes feel softer and appear more defined even before any measurable length increase. Another plus is that the serum is fragrance-free, which matters if you have sensitive skin around the eyes. There's no overpowering scent that could cause an allergic reaction. Weaknesses are mostly about expectations and logistics. The price point is higher than generic lash conditioners you can find at a drugstore, which means you're paying for the brand's pedigree and the clinical testing rather than a miracle formula. For the average consumer, that extra cost can feel steep, especially when you have to commit to a few months of use to see any change. The packaging, while sleek, doesn't have a lockout mechanism, so the tip can dry out if the cap isn't snapped shut tightly after each use. A few reviewers have mentioned that after a month, the brush becomes a little stiff, making precise application a tad tricky. If you're on the fence because you've tried other serums that caused redness or made your eyes water, the fact that Nu-Cil is physician-endorsed is a comforting credential. However, if your primary concern is budget or you want a quick visual boost for a single occasion, you might be better off with a reputable mascara that adds volume, or waiting for a lash lift. The serum's value truly emerges when you look at it as a long-term maintenance product. Think of it as the conditioner for your lashes, similar to what you'd use for hair. To sum up, Obagi Nu-Cil isn't a magic wand, but it's a solid, low-irritation option for anyone willing to invest time into healthier lashes. It works best for thin, fragile lashes, people with eye sensitivity, and those who prefer a gentle, nutrient-focused approach over aggressive growth stimulators. Skip it if you need immediate drama, have a tight budget, or have already found a serum that works for you without the extra brand premium. That's the honest rundown, no hype, just what you can expect if you decide to try it out. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon.